Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast, episode 65. I am your host, Smoothman. It's just me and Chris this week. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Smoothman.
Hello. It's one of those ones again where it's just us two.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be even more awkward because I haven't watched Fyter Fest. So... oh my God. There may
Enjoy it, everyone!
Copious amounts of vamping this week, I think, maybe. But we'll do what we can. We'll do our best to muddle through it. We may end up talking about things other than wrestling. We'll see how it goes.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Facebook. That went down this week.
Free Wahab. Wahab got freed, so it's okay.
Yeah, free Wahab. Wahab is free.
Love
Shout out to Wahab. Love Wahab. So we'll get into the news first of all. Obviously, Fyter Fest happened on Saturday night. For those of you who watched it in America, I hope you enjoyed watching it for free. We paid £9, and to be honest, I thought it wasn't too bad for £9.
Yes. No, apparently there was 20-odd thousand purchases of it through Fyter Fest, for Fyter Fest through Fyter TV, which is decent. Considering they weren't expecting double or nothing numbers, and they clearly didn't get double or nothing numbers.
No,
but yeah.
It was very much. We're at a gaming convention. This sounds weird, and this sounds like I'm bashing on it and hating on it, but I'm not. It was pretty much like having NXT UK taping at Insomnia Gaming Festival, because that's the same kind of feel it had.
Or like NXT UK Download.
Yeah, pretty much the same, but obviously with more production value. But we'll talk about all of what happened in a minute. It was
go on,
like done by ITV. So the actual video, it still said ITV box office in the corner when I watched it on Fight.
That's weird.
So it must be that
I guess it's
they
ITV
had the
branding.
feed. They must have had the feed and then gave it to Fight.
Yeah, in
Because I
theory.
knew it wasn't like that when they did Double or Nothing.
Or is it that, or it's like a contractual obligation to have ITV's branding in it somewhere?
Yeah, maybe. But we'll talk about all of the happenings in a moment. But in terms of predictions, me and Jack drew with 7. Correct. Matt with 5 and Chris with 4. Chris therefore owes £5.
I think it's very. I think it's very clear that my knowledge of indie wrestling in general is very, very, very limited, and I went with just guesswork, very much guesswork. I mean, the obvious ones I got right. I mean,
Apart from the Elite, maybe point out.
I get that, but then I thought, well, look, Lucha Bros are badass, so and then it wasn't until I remembered that Kenny's wrestling as well, that it was a bit too late by that point. But yeah, best friends Kylie Ray or whoever that was, Ali.
It was Ali in the end, yeah.
That's weird. That whole situation was confusing.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, Adam Page and Moxley winning was sort of very obvious, so that's fine.
Yes. But because me and Jack drew, we put it out on Twitter. I hate all of those 29 people who voted who didn't vote for me. I joke. But congratulations to Jack. He won the vote with 59% over 41.
Well, I voted for you, Smoothen.
Yes, I voted for myself.
Because fuck you, Jack. I know.
That's how it works. Jack probably deserves to win more than I do because he actually watches wrestling properly like a human.
And he's the one who paid for it.
And he's the one who paid for it. Yeah, I just borrowed it.
No.
No, I did not borrow it. Allegedly
allegedly paid for it and allegedly watched it legitimately. Yeah. I'm sure it was an okay pay-per-view. I've just not watched it yet, and I have access to it if I want to see it. It's just been such a crazy week. I've just not had the time, to be honest.
Which is understandable.
Yes.
In other news, WWE related first. I think that's the only other news we've got, really. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have reportedly agreed to a new WWE deal, but there is a possibility they haven't yet signed them. Those close to the duo had pointed to the creative as a major reason they were looking to exit. It would appear being placed in a top heel group with AJ Styles may have had something to do with them staying.
Yes, Mr. PW Insiders themselves. Shout out to PWs, PWI. Yeah, that I mean, I'm just happy that Gallows and Anderson are actually getting something again because they've been positioned so badly for such a long time. They're not wrestlers who put a foot wrong, and it's such a shame to see them so underutilized. I just want to point out, I hate the phrase underutilized, but in this case, it genuinely is true.
Yes, definitely.
Where I remember their debut coming back in, they beat the fuck out of the Usos, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! We've got this." And then we had like what they were like the Doctors, or they did some weird like Doctors thing for a little while.
Oh, was that when they had the pickle jar?
Yeah. And then, but I like the beat up John Cena stuff. That was good fun. I remember that. Do you remember that from ages ago with AJ Styles and when it was the club, and then they went down and beat up John Cena when AJ originally turned heel. It was good fun, but maybe not. You're looking at me with a confused expression, so I'm sure you don't.
No, I've just seen something on Twitter from Ryan Satine, which will relate to when we talk about Fyter Fest in a minute.
Okay, I'm happy that they're getting used again. I think that having them built in with AJ could be a really good thing. The only we'll talk about AJ's heel turn later on, but the only downside to it is we're going to have a lot more of AJ shouting, and AJ shouting it's just a bit weird.
Especially with his soccer mum haircut.
Oh, just wear, honestly, right? Wear one of those fucking face mask things that or like the half face cover ones that he used to have when he was in Bullet Club. That shit was tight, but now it just looks weird. Hopefully he might do that. And I mean, because they reference Japan a lot, and when he was wrestling in Tokyo, when Trips joined the fucking club for a night, which was weird. Because
he knows Too Sweet, therefore he's part of the club.
Oh yeah.
WWE is stupid.
Yeah, WWE is stupid. But yeah, he needs to freshen up his look if he's going to go full AJ heel bastard mode, I think.
Yes, none of the phenomenal one kind of persona, I'd say.
Yeah, P1 might need to go for a little while.
This bit I'm going to skim over very quickly. Fox have reportedly wanting Donald Trump to appear on SmackDown Live in October.
Bullshit. No, I'm sorry. No. I will talk about this. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. I won't. I mean, if they want a way to alienate their audience, then yeah, get Donald Trump in. But fuck me. Yes, Donald Trump has appeared at WWE before ages ago.
He wasn't the president.
Yes, and it's just no.
Indeed.
No. Please. Yes. Thank you. Move on.
Also, I forgot to mention this to start. We're recording this on 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to all our American listeners.
Today is the day we celebrate our Independence Day. Cheers. So I've been watching too much Drake Maverick videos now.
Yes, best videos around on the internet. Let's talk about Fyter Fest, more accurately, let me talk about Fyter Fest, and you just listen, Chris.
Yes, I've seen MJF's promo. I liked it. I love MJF so much.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Oh, have you seen his post-match interview thing he did?
I don't think so.
I was watching it just before we jumped on the call. It's really good. It's really good to go and watch it. It's a lot. I don't know how to really explain it, but it. I mean, obviously it's a work, but it's done in a really shooty way because obviously those backstage interviews are done in that style.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, and he references a lot of the whole Sean Spears and Cody thing with Cody him being his best friend and things like that. But yeah. Which again we'll get to later at some point, I presume, because of what's happening next.
Yes. So this was their second event, and obviously it's at a gaming festival. We've already mentioned that.
Yeah.
It was very much a play on the fake fest. Is it Fyre Fest?
Yeah, it's a piss take out of Fyre Fest. I liked some of Kenny's little vignettes he was doing about being lost and how like not having any water and things like that. Oh, and like getting all the elite to go around and do like play a part of that. That was quite fun.
Yeah, I like that. I've not seen the is it a documentary about it?
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched a documentary, so I obviously understood all that.
Well, I kind of understood why they were doing it. I could see what they were trying to do because I've heard about it. I'd not seen it. So it was like the Young Bucks where they talk about how they haven't got any ring gear because they've lost all of their baggage.
Yeah, that's a reference to the baggage at Firefest not turning up, and when it did turn up, it turned up literally in a shipping container with no tagging, no tags, and people just going in there nicking shit.
Which is pretty much what they were doing in the ring on Being the Elite.
Yes.
When they showed that this week. And then there was a bit where they were talking about the pool. I was expecting a really luxury pool, and it's just like a blow-up one that they had outside in the front of the kind of entranceway.
Yeah, my guess with that is that the people who were turning up to Firefest were expecting luxurious glamping and like high-end luxury villas or things like that, and instead ended up in like W8 or World Health Organization dome tents, and they were shit.
Yeah, and then there was the models who were stood on stage, and I think I said this to Jack. I said they could have stand there for the whole show and just stand and smile, and then they did a segment just before the librarian stuff where they said we need to move some of these models, and the guy with the who eats the apples, I don't know his name.
Carlito?
No, the guy who's part of AEW. Oh. He's like works with Cody. He comes out and goes, "No, you two, you need to go back." So two of them stayed out there, but then they brought out two mannequins dressed in bikinis to replace them.
Very good.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a reference to how there wasn't a band as well. Blink 182.
All of these bands were listed to go, and they'd agreed to go, and then all of a sudden it was like very apparent that this wasn't ready, this wasn't set up, so they went, "Nope, we're not going. We're just not going. We don't want to be a part of this. It's a fucking bad idea." The mannequins and the Instagram thing and the models thing is to do with their Instagram campaign, which they started off, where they basically what they did is they paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to Instagram models and famous people like Kylie Jenner and people like that to tweet a little bit there, or not tweet, or to post on Instagram like something about Firefest and like go to it, and they spent a lot of money on like a pre-made video package, which was literally, it's in effect, it's like honestly, it reminds me of like a Kofi Kingston back in Jamaica promo. Yeah. Sort of like, instead there's like a load of Instagram models playing at the beach and shit like that. And yeah, it was just a bit like it's like selling the dream, which was for the wealthy, and it flopped.
Which those made it quite fun. Which was good. Let's talk about the wrestling.
Go for it.
The buy-in saw the first match being the triple threat. This is the worst. I can't even say this. It's going to take me forever to say. It was the triple threat match. Winners advance to All Out for an opportunity, a first-round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament.
Say that 2 times fast. Fucking hell. No, that's mad.
So it's Best Friends, SCU, Private Party. I really like this match, mainly because I've never seen anything of Private Party.
Who are now signed. I don't know why that's not in the news. They are signed.
That was in Being the Elite. And, oh my God, they are impressive.
Let's point out, Jack writes the news. You forgot to put the Private Party have been signed. That's on you, you bastard.
That's a fine of £5.
Yeah, £5 fine, please, immediately.
But yeah, Private Party, they are athletic, they're charismatic, they're very much a Street Profits style team in terms of their energy and just how they work, like their athletic ability as well. Yeah. There was a bit I don't know their names. One of them was like on the apron. I don't know their names. I'm sorry. I don't know what his name is. I couldn't tell you the difference between the two. I don't know what they're called.
Really? Shall I edit this whole bit out? This is just starting to sound bad.
But one of them flew over the top rope and the other one was on the apron, and he bent over and their backs touched and then they flipped him back over.
That sounds cool.
That was really a long description.
It was. See, the thing is, right, I heard people that were absolutely shitting on the pre-show. Absolutely shitting on it.
This was the best match on the pre-show by far.
What was it? Was Nakazawa and Jabali on the pre-show as well then?
Yeah.
Was it bad?
No, Ali and Leva Bates was.
Okay. Was it really bad?
The Michael Nakazawa. Yeah, there was 3 matches.
Any reason why? Is there any sort of official reason why Kylie Ray wasn't put in it?
No, still don't know.
Has she gone AWOL or something? Because at one point there's not been any posts on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that from her in any way. That's weird.
Very weird.
She's going full Sasha Banks.
But yeah, the triple threat was the best match of the pre-show, definitely.
Okay.
SCU were obviously very, very good. Best Friends were also very, very good. I didn't know who was going to win this when I was watching it, to be quite honest. I actually watched this one live on YouTube because I was like awake still. But Best Friends won, which I was quite surprised at. I thought it'd be SCU, even though I'm sure I predicted Best Friends.
You did.
Pure giggles. But
as I like Best Friends, they're clearly giving Best Friends a push.
Yeah, which is granted because they're good workers
and they're best friends.
And they're best friends.
They were incredibly over in New Japan as well, if I remember correctly. So
they were, yeah. And then after the match, we had a little bit of the weird group who've got minions. They appeared for 30 seconds. They did a on-screen promo and then disappeared.
Oh, good. Some Smash Bros.
So, yeah, I assume they are going to be in the tournament at some point, I'd say.
Okie dokie. Are we going to talk about the other pre-show matches?
I am going to talk briefly. The librarian gimmick didn't work.
Who is the librarian?
So there's two. There's Peter Avalon and there's Leva Bates. So one, Kenny picked one, I think. And Cody picked the other.
Okay.
Because they did obviously that thing on Being the Elite where we wanted submissions of who's going to be the librarian.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they picked two.
All right, but this gimmick thing isn't working so far.
I don't think so. So it started with they did the shush. So she's coming out going shh, shh, and like trying to shush the crowd, and they're obviously going, "This gimmick's trash." They did pretty much take a massive dump on it, and then what happened then? Peter Avalon was sat in the tent on the stage, shushing after she was shushing, and she was like, "Where is this coming from?" I was like, "Right, okay." And then he cost her the match in the end.
Oh, good.
So I think it's gonna be like a love-hate relationship between them. I think he loves her. That's how they seem to come across because he was like, "Oh."
It sounds like Mike and Maria Kanellis, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit. But it wasn't great. Obviously, Ali was in the match. Brandy Rhodes was watching. She was watching a TV in a normal human way.
Oh, that's good then. That's always a bonus.
She was actually stood watching it, and then they referenced it on Being the Elite and say, "Hang on." Brandon Cutler comes up to him and goes, "Hang on, Brandy, you're watching TV the wrong way. This is not how you watch it on TV. You can't see it. You need to turn your body this way, and you need to look with a slight angle." And then she goes, "Oh, that's so much better. I can see now." It's like, that's quality. Fire all them shots.
Seth and fucking Becky did that on Raw as well. They did the side view.
Yeah, they
did. TV.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It just gave that match just gave Ali the win, really. But I think that's why she was put in this match, because she's got a match with Brandy. Right. I don't know where Kylie Ray's gone, to be quite honest.
I don't know where Bailey Mark 2 is. That's a shame. Because I liked her in that last one. She just comes across as a more ferocious Bailey, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. The hardcore match between Nakazawa and Jabali, although it was trash, I found it quite funny. Mainly because Michael Nakazawa is quite funny.
Did he grease himself up again?
He did. He had 2 lots of baby lotion. He did the one where he's in like a waist lock hold and he gets out of it by like lubing himself up, and he gets out of it. It's weird because it's obviously not legit. And it just,
I know.
It's funny. Yeah. And then he poured. There was a bit where Jabali was on the floor and he poured loads of baby oil on him and went to do a stomp. And because he was so slippery, he turned it into a senton. It was really so funny.
Sake.
But it's quite funny. There was obviously gaming references, so he brought in like a like a joystick pad with the buttons on it for fighting games.
Yeah.
There was some they look like buttons, but they like referenced it as it's like standing on Lego. It's a bit like a thumbtack spot with Lego, but not Lego buttons of games with Jabali's face on them.
Weird. All right. Okay.
I think there was a table spot. I can't remember.
I don't know what to say.
And Nakazawa gets rid of his thong and puts it in people's faces. That's also another thing he does.
I see.
He did it to the ref. The ref was blinded.
Right.
And then he did it again to Jabali later. It was weird.
It was weird.
It
sounds pretty fucking weird, especially when you're trying to explain it to me.
Go and watch it. It's probably exactly how it happened.
All right.
Main show though, Christopher Daniels versus Shima was great.
Okay.
Very good match. You can tell they've worked together and they're good friends because it just showed in the match.
Cool.
That's all I've got to say on that, really. The Nyla Rose match was pretty much let's gang up on the two of them. No. Yeah. The other two ganged up on Nyla Rose pretty much. And that's how they won the match. I can't remember how it worked.
Did Jack apply any logic as to why Riho won the match, or was it just random guess?
I think he just picked a random guess.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, they made Nyla Rose look strong again. Like there was two spots where he's got both of them in like slams and catching both of them and things like that. It did look like Nyla Rose was going to win, but they kept doing kind of moves together to try and keep her down and not.
It's the typical thing they used to do on like Beth Phoenix or Nia Jax or anyone who's a larger, stronger person. Or it was like whenever Kane was in a fucking Royal Rumble or something.
Yeah. Riho won with like a rolled up pin. After she tried to do the Beast Bomb, which is fine. I think it's more of a shock that she won. I do feel if this wins and losses matter, Nyla Rose is not in a good place at the moment. She's lost both of her matches. I know
I get that, but I get that.
Competitor ones, but
I mean, I get that, but I think the difference is, yes, wins and losses matter, but if there's someone who's of that size and of that structure, they're not going to have an issue building up a couple of wins behind them, so they can just throw a couple of jobbers at her to sort of build her back up a bit, which shouldn't be too difficult to do.
I do really feel sorry, just in IRL with Nyla Rose. I feel sorry for her. I think she got quite a lot of heat on Twitter. I was reading through some of the Twitter posts about her, and they are brutal. They're horrible.
Really?
Yeah. Saying things like, hang on, she's not a woman, and stuff like that. And I was just like...
fucking narrow-minded
people.
I don't see.
But apparently there was another thing that happened with Kenny McIntosh as well. I think he did a video about her, where I think he might have interviewed her. I'm not quite sure. And he was getting comments in his videos about her as well, and the narrow-mindedness and just horrible
2019,
stuff.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
When Pride has just been around as well.
Huh?
Especially when Pride has been around.
Oh, it's fucking atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Completely unnecessary.
I kind of feel for her at the moment, because I think now that she's more in the public eye, people are being more aware of who she is.
Yeah.
And therefore going, hang on, this doesn't work. And then...
this doesn't fit with social conformity. Attack. That's fucking pathetic.
And then I saw somebody had put something on Twitter and did a thread saying, look, after all this about Nyla Rose, here's a thread. And they did a thread of all transgenders who've gone into sport or fighting or wrestling or whatever it is, and kind of bigged up, like, look, they're good at what they do just because
shouldn't matter. It shouldn't be an issue.
Should not, definitely.
You know, in the sport of professional wrestling, it shouldn't be a fucking issue no matter what.
No.
I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be an issue. You know, yeah, I'm sure she'll be absolutely fine. She's got a strong team around her with AEW. There will not be an issue whatsoever. I hope, anyway. I hope that she can fly an LGBTQ plus etc. flag, and that work very very well in AEW. Pathetic people.
It is pathetic. We then got to the main show, which started with the Fatal 4-Way match between Hangman Page, Jungle Boy, Jimmy Havoc, and MJF.
MJF with the best heel promo in fucking... MJF's promo at the beginning, fucking fire. I've seen this. I watched it about an hour ago, and I fucking loved it. I also love... What did he call Jimmy Havoc as? I was a 65-year-old roadie who's still in his emo phase.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. Yeah. That killed me.
I love the fact he calls Adam Page Seabiscuit as well. Like, that is just...
It's brilliant.
I can't remember what he called Jungle Boy.
A Jumanji or something like that, wasn't it?
No, B-Tech Tarzan or something like something along those lines, which was quite funny. But Luchasaurus, they seem to be always together at the moment, which is cool. He came to the ring and was ringside.
Who took the pin?
Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy.
Yeah, it's the lariat and then the Deadeye.
All right.
So I knew it was either going to be him or Jungle Boy. I'm surprised they didn't do it on Jungle Boy, but I think Jimmy Havoc will be fine.
Yeah, it's him in the deathmatch with Joey Janela. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought as I was watching the main event. I was like, hang on, he lost, and then later on, I was like, Jimmy
will be fine. Jimmy's not going to be AEW champion. Jimmy's going to be the one who shocks the fans. You wait till you throw him in a hardcore match. Fucking hell.
I cannot wait. Yeah. But yeah, I like MJF in everything he does at the moment. Not being made aware of him until actually watching Being the Elite and now seeing him wrestle, I actually go, you know what? He's a star. He reminds me very much of EC3 when he was in TNA.
Yeah, I get that.
In the manner with the kind of...
I'm better than you, and you know it.
You know that I'm better than you.
It's staggering. He's what, 23, 24? He's a young guy. And I was first made aware of him when they were doing the All In stuff, when they started doing the All In promotions. So like fucking ages and ages ago, but sort of like God, when was that? When they first started doing the All In promotional stuff.
Yeah.
And ever since they did because I'd never heard of MJF, and then all of a sudden they did like a little piece on him. They go, "This is the most exciting young talent around at the moment, and we've got him." And I watched it and I thought, "Oh, I get it straight away." So confident, so sure of himself, so sure of his character and his persona.
Like just little things in the match as well of how good MJF is. He got Page into a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
And that's obviously then going back to Double or Nothing with the bit with Bret Hart, and I was just like that. He, if you give that to any heel on Raw or SmackDown, it would have been a bit eh. Yeah. But with MJF, it worked because of how he kind of portrayed it.
He's at the moment he's Adam Cole levels of despicable.
Yes.
And I see a lot of Adam Cole in him in the way that he portrays himself as a heel, and I like that. And he would be massive in NXT, and he'd be fast tracked to NXT very quickly if he was there. But he's in a better position because he's in AEW.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, very much so.
But yeah, Adam Page won, and nice to see Kip Sabian. He was on commentary for this match. He's going to face the winner of that match. He faces the winner of the match, so Adam Page, at Fight for the Fallen.
Good times.
So it was good to have a British voice on commentary as well. The commentary was really weird. They had the pre-show. They didn't have Jim Ross. They had some British guy who must have been part of the gaming world. Some other guy I'd never seen before.
Okay.
And then, Excalibur.
Yeah.
And then Jim Ross came in for the British guy later on. But the other guy that I'd never heard of, it wasn't that. Is it Martinez? I can't remember his name.
You are not asking the right person.
I'm not asking the right person, no. Cody versus Darby Allin. Great.
Allin. Oh my God.
Loved it.
I've seen segments of this match. I mean, we'll talk about the chair shot in a bit.
Yes.
I've seen like the trust fall backwards. Oh, that looked disgusting.
Oh, don't.
I had actually reached for my back when I saw that. I was like, oh no. The bump looked disgusting.
It looked. There was another one as well through the ropes that he did. Did you see that one? There was one where Cody threw. I think it was Cody threw him through the ropes.
Oh yes,
catching himself. He like spun himself round as he was running through the ropes and landed. He didn't hit any. I think he grazed the ropes. Didn't touch the corner post. He literally just went straight through and just landed on the outside. I was like, ugh.
It looked horrible.
It did.
It looks like one of these guys.
Body bag as well.
What was that?
He came out with it. Darby came out with a body bag.
So he's one sick fuck. I kind of like that.
With Cody written on it.
Okay, so he's a sick fuck. I'm fine with that.
Which Cody used later on in the match.
Of course he did.
Cody put him in it and then like did a crossroads thing. It wasn't quite a crossroads because obviously it was a body bag. Yeah. And then realised if I pin him, he's not going to see if the shoulders are up or not. So guess what? I'm going to take him out of the bag and then pin him. But it didn't happen.
Put him in a body bag, AJ. Sorry. That's an old TNA reference that
I did not get.
Oh, I'm going to show you. Know what? I might have to pause the podcast and show you this. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to stop. I need to show you this. Right, hang on. I'll just send you the link.
What's that?
Put him in a body bag, AJ.
I love it.
Yeah.
He hits it out of nowhere and you never see it coming. Put him in a body bag, AJ! Well, the
It's just that he's like canned copped over mouth screaming at his face. Right, I've now shown him the link. I might even have to post that somewhere afterwards. I haven't seen that in such a long time. It made me laugh a lot. Sorry.
So body bags. There was a bit as well. I've completely lost where I was talking now. Oh dear. That's it. The bit with this, the timed matches. Justin Roberts did very much what they do in New Japan, where they go 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left.
But they did it very differently. So instead of going they go 10 minutes past. He did 10 minutes have passed. That means 10 minutes remaining. And like Justin Roberts came out. I was like, what? Oh, they're doing this?
Yeah.
That's cool because obviously they're making it feel like it's a sport.
Well, because it's a thing they used to do in the 70s, 80s. It's not necessarily a thing limited to New Japan. It's something they've been doing.
No, I know.
They used to back in the day a lot.
It's something that you don't see a lot.
No, it's not.
The only promotion that started bringing it back more is IPW.
Really?
Yeah, they've gone weird. They've gone to proper timed matches. Like,
all right.
I can't remember the actual ins and outs. It's like some weird new rules that they brought in to change how their matches work. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. I'll also try and find a link to share to the rest of you because they've done something weird.
Okay.
But I like the fact that they did the time remaining, which kind of works in terms of the end of this match.
It does.
Because the end of this match was a draw.
Which I'm not fussed about. I think that's a good way to end the match. It keeps both from looking strong.
But when I sat there watching, I went, "Oh, the predictions. No one thinks of draws." Yeah, it worked. It really did work because it makes them both look strong. I think it made Allen look massively strong.
Maybe they see something in Darby as someone who's going to be a top star down the line, so they don't want him losing to Cody early on. And you can't have Cody losing early on. That's just not in their resource, is it?
It was just so good, so much. Like he was getting so frustrated that he started like hitting him with his weightlifting belt that he wears on his attire and just going nuts. And then it slapped him, big boot, just. all sorts of stuff, and it was just time run out. I think the crowd was obviously as shocked as we were, and just were like, "What?" But just a bit afterwards, it doesn't make a lot of sense either. Especially when you see the match at Fight for the Fallen after this, which I'll talk about in a minute. But Sean Spears appeared and smashed Cody across the head with an unprotected chair shot.
Now, obviously, it wasn't a shoot; it was worked, but
which is what I just saw by Ryan Satine. So Ryan Satine has found another angle of the chair shot.
Yeah.
It says, from this angle, the chair used to hit Cody in the head at Fyter Fest does appear to be gimmicked based on how easily the metal bends. So there's a picture.
Really?
There's a video, which I will send.
That makes sense.
I'll send you the video. But for our listeners, so that you get a good idea, as Sean Spears hits Cody over the head, the flap of where you sit, so the flap that is folded up, actually bends when it hits his head, and it looks very much more like plastic. I genuinely think if he does bleed, it's not where he's not hit where it looks like he's bleeding from, though. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's gimmick stuff. See, it looks.
It looks so real, doesn't it, when you watch it in real time? Because this video is slow mode.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see the bend. And now that I think of it, when he's busted open, it's at the back of his head.
Yeah.
It's not actually.
Yeah, I'm watching now, and yeah, I'm inclined to agree at the moment. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, still cannot bend like that.
No.
Like that. I mean, you work in a school. You have those steel chairs at those schools, don't you?
We have similar, but we have plastic versions.
We had at my old school. We had the full steel ones. We could barely lift them up, and that was in like year 8 or 9 at school. We could barely lift them up. We were thinking, how the fuck do they hit people with these things? You know, I mean, yes, they're big, strong boys and whatnot, but at the same time, you're thinking, it's just like,
Has he been busted open by the edge of maybe one side? But
look, load that tweet up, scroll down a little bit, and there's a reply where it just shows Sean hitting him with the chair, and you can just see it looks like Cody's head's just been crushed. Scroll down a little bit. It's like 7 or 8 tweets down from that.
That's brutal. But yeah, if you go and check out Ryan Satine's tweet if you haven't already, and you kind of see, it looks gimmicked.
Matt's actually just piped up in responses.
He has actually.
Yeah, because Matt's at work, so's Jack. We posted this in our little Twitter DM group. Matt's responses doesn't matter. He didn't hit him with the steel part, with the seat part. Hit him with the edge and the headshot, and a headshot's still a headshot. Yes, a headshot is still a headshot. I understand that, and it's something that the whole idea. I personally think the whole idea of it is it's publicity. It's a publicity stunt.
Yes.
It's not to hark back to the Attitude Era or anything to do with anything like that. It's simply trying to go, oh fuck, oh god, these guys aren't fucking around no more.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you're getting a lot of public press, whether it's good or bad, is irrelevant or irreverent in this position. Any publicity is good publicity. So yeah.
The bit that as well, after that had happened, obviously, MJF, SCU came out, the referees came and checked on him, helped him get to the back. Then after that, they obviously cut to Jim Ross and the commentary team. And the way that they were talking was obviously, as they normally do. If you look at what happened on Raw this week, they obviously do the solemn kind of, this has just happened, let's watch it again. But they showed it over and over again.
Yeah.
If
they weren't comfortable with it,
they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I know.
But the way that Jim Ross was speaking and talking, oh, that shouldn't be allowed and stuff like that. That's the way he was talking. Maybe this is a publicity stunt to say, yes, this did happen, but we're not going to do it.
It's a shock value. I tell you what, it shocked the crowd to shit, though, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
And that was, and that it's just to show just how much of a despicable character Sean Spears is. And he's the what's the phrase? He's a good hand, isn't it? Because that's what he's taken umbrage to, is that Cody said, yeah, we've got Sean Spears, yeah, he's a good hand. And like Sean Spears is like, bruv, no, I'm not a good hand. I am a bastard and I will hurt you, etc. And yeah, I'll be interested to see where they go from here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I think it did come out of nowhere in terms of Ty Dillinger, really? Or Sean Spears, what? Like,
but then it makes sense. They've been best friends for years.
Yeah.
They grew up in OVW together. They've been best friends for fucking years. So yeah, it makes total sense.
However, the match that is happening at Fight for the Fallen does not make sense. Because, honestly, the match that they're going to do is... Let me just find it. Because the graphic was here a minute ago.
Yeah, I think I've got it.
Yeah, so it's Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela in a 6-man match against Sean Spears, Sammy Guevara, and MJF.
Now,
So you're putting MJF and Sean Spears in a team together after MJF is supposedly friends with Cody and was helping Cody after that. Chair spot.
It's a bit of a weird choice. I mean, MJF reacted to it publicly in sort of a what the fuck sort of way.
Yeah, he put, seriously?
Yeah.
However, the Fight for the Fallen event is obviously for charity.
Yes.
And you've also got Cody and Dustin against the Young Bucks, who are obviously good friends. So I'm kind of looking at this booking and going, it doesn't matter. If that makes sense, like,
yeah,
there's no point in this.
Yeah, it does seem a bit of a weird setup, if I'm being honest. But
Like,
considering that all they have to go in terms of promotion for this and setup for it is maybe the odd press conference beforehand and what's already happened in AEW,
and show what kind of charity work they're doing with whatever it is that they're donating their money to. Because obviously it's based on the people who were involved in the shooting, wasn't it? And during that, I think it's during that Madden event.
Yes,
that's what it's related to because it was done at Jacksonville.
Yes, of course.
Because obviously I think I was away, but I was like looking through Twitter and I saw it come up, and there's actually people who were obviously streaming, and you can hear it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's nasty.
It is nasty, but it's. I like the fact that they're doing an event for it.
Yeah,
but obviously the wrestling kind of matches and the booking doesn't really make sense because you can't really.
I think wrestling takes a back seat in for those sort of things. It sort of almost becomes like a house show in effect.
Yeah, definitely. Which I'm still going to watch it if they put it on.
I'm sure once, because they do very much seem to be reactionary to fans, and I get the feeling they might change that. Because other bits don't make that much sense to it either.
Predictions we're doing for that is next week because it's the same weekend as Extreme Rules.
Oh, goody!
So lots of wrestling. Thank God it's on a Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
I knew and when's MGPX?
The weekend after that podcast that we do.
Okay.
That's the 20th.
Yes,
I believe. So let's finish.
Be an interesting event. Just saying.
Let's finish the last two matches of Fyter Fest before we get into WWE programming this week. The Elite versus Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. I tweeted this. Jack gave me a bit of grief for it. I said there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and the Lucha Bros and the Elite not having a 5-star match. Not
was
having.
it that good then?
I thought it was good. I thought
Was
it was
it
very
5-star worthy though?
anything that's got the Lucha Bros in is 5-star already, in my opinion. But
Jack
I'm not
himself has
Melt.
rated it. The total event. Let me see. Let's have a quick look at his because I don't really read these very much. So let's look at the his star ratings. So we go best friends SCU private party 1.5 stars.
That's
Ali
cool.
Lever Bates 2 stars. Nakazawa and Jabali 2 3/4 stars. Seema and Daniels 1.25 stars. Riho Yuka and Nyla 1.25. Fatal 4-Way 1 star. Cody vs All in 1 star. Fucking hell. 6-man tag 1.25 stars.
Was he drunk?
Mox vs Janela 1.25 stars.
I think he was drunk.
What?
Jack, are you okay? I didn't think it was that bad.
Hang on. I'm messaging him and keep vamping. I'm going to message him.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the. That's really shocked me. The Elite versus Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid was just very good. It's obviously the Elite were very influenced by Street Fighter.
Yes, I saw that. I saw their entrance. That was very nice.
Which was pretty cool.
Round 1 fight.
Yeah, and the fact that he got Justin Roberts to do that as well. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Which was pretty cool. Obviously, lots of chants of Cero Miedo, as always. It was just good. It's obviously going to be lots of high action. I think it's because I'm so used to WWE tag matches that anything like this I enjoy a lot.
Yes.
High
fly flippy shit.
Yeah. Lots of kind of... I don't know how to explain it. There's super kick party at one point. Love a good super kick party.
Hang on, Jack's admitting failure with some of these star ratings, so I'm grilling him now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
What is he put?
I literally wrote, Jack explain your star rating for Fighter Face. Man. In what way? Oh, that's not right. All right. Okay. Jack, we forgive you, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah. Unless it comes out and says, actually, Joey. Oh, yeah, he's updated it, look. He's updated.
Good. All right. Okay. We will, let's fix this now, shall we?
So he still gave Best Friends SCU and Private Party 1.5.
Okay, so Best Friends SCU, Private Party 1.5. Ali vs Labour Bates 2. Nakazawa 2 and Jabali 2 3/4. Cena versus Daniels 3.25. Riho Yuka and Nyla 3.25. Fatal 4-Way 3 stars. Cody All in 3 stars. 6-man tag 3.5. And John Moxley and Janela 3.5. Okay, so that's more reasonable, I'd say.
Yes. Although I think I am over exaggerating with the 5 stars.
You do seem to think that everything is a 5-star match. Did it have a Spanish fly? Was there a Spanish fly in the match?
Yes, there was
5-star. Understandable.
There was I think it was from the top rope to the outside.
Oh,
I genuinely think that was that.
6 stars then.
I'm sure there was. There was. I'm now going to search. This has turned into the worst podcast ever, and I do apologise.
Jack has said, "I'm just being a big WWE mark, and all AEW matches are 1 star." So, yep, okay, I can. Are you Vince now? Apparently, he's now Vince. 0 star, not in the Tokyo Dome, says Matt. I can. So basically, Matt and Jack are on the podcast via the Twitter DMs.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was it. So. How do I? So they were going for a Meltzer driver to the outside.
Yes.
While one of them was so I think it was Nick was holding onto Laredo Kid's arm while he was doing like an old school.
Oh no, I did see this.
And then, not Penta, the Phoenix did the Spanish fly off the top rope to the outside onto Pentagon Jr. and Matt Jackson.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
If that doesn't give you 5 stars, Jack, there's something wrong with you.
Fucking what, mate?
I'm going to put that into the DMs now.
Don't do it now, otherwise. Right then. Okay, so
last match, non-sanctioned. They definitely played on this with That is the last AEW match of the night. This next match does not have any AEW logos. Therefore, it's not associated with AEW, but it is on this event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it contains one of the biggest stars from AEW and John Moxley. So, I love me a bit of Joey Janela. So.
Joey Janela, I've never seen
him.
anything of, and I like him.
He's fucking awesome. He's really awesome. I've seen a bit of Joey Janela stuff, and I'm a fan of him.
We had barbed wire steel chairs.
We had thumbtacks.
We had thumbtacks. We had 2 lots of barbed wire on planks of wood.
Yes.
We had a ladder. We had tables.
Was there chairs? TLC match. Oh my god.
One chair.
An chair.
But yeah, they played on the fact that the chair had like a rag with blood on it as he took the rag off it.
Okay.
It's like, oh look, it's when he tried to put the barbed wire on it, he made himself bleed. I was like,
very nice.
Clever, I like it. I think it was. I can understand why people won't like this because it's more of a spot fest.
Well, yeah, they are. All those really are spot fests. Like, let me just set this table here for no apparent reason. Oh no, I'm going to go through it now.
Yeah. Like Janela did a ring apron Russian leg sweep through a table.
Mad.
Which is different.
It's different, yeah.
I've never seen somebody do that before.
Yeah.
You've got obviously spear through the table in the corner, pair of tables which there was a elbow drop from the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
I love the fact he took his socks and shoes off, put him onto the thumbtacks, then did the they're calling it the his finisher is now the paradigm shift.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Which is cool.
It's a nice name.
He bought 2 lots of thumbtacks out, one for his feet and one for every other body part, I think.
Yeah. Fucking grim.
It was nice. It's grim watching it and going, because I watched the Vice documentary about CZW.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And wanted to vomit.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's... When he's pulling the bed of whatever it is in his head and he's trying to get out, I was like,
yeah, it's a bit of dry heaving going on there, yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same, granted.
No.
But even this stuff, you go, ooh, ooh.
Yeah. You have to sort of watch this with gritted teeth.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It plays on your sort of natural wanting for sort of bloodlust or whatever it is. I don't know what the fuck it is. But like it's hard to describe, but those sort of matches every once in a while, as long as they're not a fucking regular recurrence, like every pay-per-view there's going to be a death match. I don't want that to happen.
Welcome to our pay-per-view this month, which is called The Death Match.
Yes.
Sorry, WWE, that's a shot at you, boys.
Yes.
Yeah, very good match. Moxley wins, obviously.
Of course he does.
You're not going to make that boy lose. And then he got attacked by Kenny Omega, and he was throwing him into tables.
He fucked it up, is what he did.
Yeah, smashing him with drums and guitars, and watching a cameraman fall into the little swimming pool was highly amusing.
Yes.
Instant replay. And the fact that, I'm sorry, John Moxley was corpsing.
I didn't see that.
So because he'd fallen back into the pool, he still had the camera rolling, and you could just see John Moxley just absolutely creasing. Sent for the man.
See, I've not actually seen. I've missed Last Botchamania. The one that came out a few days ago. I need to watch that. It's 388.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, give it a butchers.
The endings seem to get good one week and then.
Yeah, endings can be a bit hit or miss, but yeah, I do like it.
Definitely. But yeah, so that was Fight Fest. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know, maybe because I'm so disillusioned with WWE at the moment, anything other than WWE I enjoy.
Speaking of WWE, right, have we actually mentioned the whole Heyman and Bischoff thing? Was that mentioned last week?
Yes.
Okay, then fine. About to say, because that's a pretty fucking important thing. If we hadn't.
Yeah, because we knew about it last Thursday.
Well, oh, right, okay.
Because it was literally about an hour or two before we'd done the podcast, I think.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So SmackDown and Raw, or Raw and SmackDown in that particular order. The only notable thing to happen on Raw was the first 20 minutes.
It was a bit Jekyll and Hyde, Raw. I'll be honest, I've not watched that much of the product recently. It's just been sort of like, it's just dull to me. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a go this time. After hearing about the Bischoff and Heyman interjection, which isn't actually instant, it's sort of like a staggered thing. They're sort of slowly more and more and more getting more involved. And after watching a bit of that, I thought, yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't a terrible Raw by any stretch. I mean, the first 20 minutes was great. Fucking full-on nuts 20 minutes or so. And there is something... Yes, there is a reason... Sorry, not a reason. There is something we didn't mention earlier on. According to the Melt, you got Kofi swearing, you got Corey swearing, you got bitch being used a lot more, you've got... they are apparently trying to slowly drift away from PG now and head towards a more mature audience.
Really?
Slowly trying to drift away from it. Well, see, the thing is, right, is you could be as PG as you like, but if you're not selling events if you don't sell the events, that means the kids don't buy the fucking the merchandise. So what's the point in staying in that? They have to adapt to the situation. AEW is edgy.
Yes.
It's fresh and it's edgy. And this is something that I think WWE have taken on board. You've seen Kofi Kingston swearing, of all people, the most cookie-cutter babyface you've ever seen swearing. You got Corey Graves going, holy shit. Which, okay.
Granted, was well used.
Yes.
They didn't... That's the thing that I've read everywhere about the swearing, is it's used purposefully. It's not used on a whim. Oh, let's keep using the word bitch. Or
which is what Roman Reigns did, wasn't it?
No, Lesnar. Lesnar uses...
She's a part-timing fake-ass bitch. Oh.
All the freaking time Lesnar uses it. But yeah, they didn't say the S word. Like, I'm trying not to swear here.
Awkward. If they use it sparingly and not for the sake of it,
which is what they did.
Yeah, I'm fine with it either way. But if they're looking to go a bit edgier than they were, I don't want, like, a hark back to the choppy PP stuff and the GTV and lingerie matches and shit like that, which is what the Attitude Era mainly was.
Not do lingerie matches ever again.
No, I know that, but what I'm trying to get at is that was what the Attitude Era was. Primarily, that's what it was.
It just needs to be its new era. That's what it needs to be. It needs to mould itself.
Yeah.
Based on the current climate of what you can and cannot get away with, effectively.
Yes. And hopefully they're starting to see that now. And having Heyman and Bischoff in his ear will really do something. Because
Heyman will not beat around the bush or go, oi, Vince.
The thing with Heyman... The thing with Heyman, over everything else, over his wrestling knowledge and things like that, is that he's up to date with current events. Yes. He knows, he's got his ear to the ground and knows what is popular. I mean, there's the old adage that they could have had System of a Down performing at what was this? This was during like massive Attitude Era levels when with System of a Down. Like that, those sort of bands, System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park. I mean, they allowed Limp Bizkit, but the others were like huge, massive influences at the time. They could have had them perform, and Vince said no to System of a Down performing a WWE event. He said no. So this is when Toxicity had just come out. It was honest. I mean, you probably, because obviously you're a bit younger than me. This is 18 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
So I bought Toxicity the day it came out. And System of a Down were a massive influence on me and a lot of people that are my age. I'm 31, I'm 32 in like 5 or 6 days. So, it's one of those things that sort of happens. But when Toxicity came out and Hybrid Theory and albums like that, they were a massive change in culture for people my age. And to have that alongside with WWE, which is what, well, WWF back then, which is what they were trying to be. They were trying to be cutting edge. They were trying to have that sort of thing. Those two meshing together would have been amazing. And obviously, it's just very atypical of Vince to go, no, I don't want it. And Paul Heyman going, you're a fucking idiot for not doing this. And hopefully now Vince is realising this, the ratings are going lower and lower and lower. And I say this, and I've said this as many times until you blue in the face, ratings fucking matter. They do. Whether luckily Jack and Matt aren't here this week to disagree with me, but they do matter. When the ratings dip further and further, you have to have influences that are going to help you. And hopefully Heyman and Bischoff will do that. And so far, I mean, we've had little interjections of it so far, and it's actually making a difference, I think. Oh, rant over, sorry.
It's all right. But yeah, so the Falls Count Anywhere match, I genuinely, when this first started and I was watching it, I went, why?
And then it makes sense.
And then it makes sense. I believe they're both injured anyway.
I believe, well, Thingy's out. I mean, Strowman's been sidelined for 6 to 8 months with done something to his spleen or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, that's work, but it honestly, it gets Strowman off TV for a long time. Strowman needs to be away from TV for a while. I'm sorry, he's a stagnated character. And have him come back late in the year or at the beginning of next year, have him come back for the Rumble or something. Have him win the fucking Rumble. Do something with him there. But, I think a massive pop babyface Strowman could be a huge thing to have for the company.
Yes.
And one little tidbit as well. Oh, sorry, I like saying tidbit. Another melt report, because I've been on Squared Circle today, as you can tell. Shout out to Squared Circle IWC community. Heyman is a massive Ricochet fan, huge Ricochet fan, and to the point where they can say where Heyman wants Vince to see what Ricochet is, and that's part of the reason why I think they stuck the US title on him, to be like
in this bit with AJ as well.
Yeah. And I mean, he'll lose it, and that's fine. But he doesn't need it now, or he won't need it for long. It's just to sort of see, to gauge the fans' reaction, and he's getting a good reaction, and I think he's going to go further and further up. You're looking confused. What's going on?
Someone's ringing me.
All right, then you can take it if you want.
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
I thought it was important. Turns out he was asking me if I'd seen. My mate had asked me if I'd seen like Endgame recently, because he's got a ticket for Spider-Man for tomorrow, and I was like, no, I haven't seen Endgame yet.
Slap him.
And then it was like, no, I haven't seen it.
Right, okay, fine, but no, what I'm trying to say is you slap your friend for calling you during a podcast.
Yeah, I don't think he knew.
So anyway, we were talking about Ricochet.
Yes, and the fact that he's going to be.
No, yeah, it's basically right. Because I'm not going to fully edit this bit because otherwise it's going to make no sense. So. Yeah, Heyman's a massive Ricochet fan, and I think that having Heyman in Vince's ear for this could be a very good thing for him, and it's what I've been saying for a long time as well. So it looks like at least Heyman's me and Heyman are getting on the same page here with this one.
Yes. We then had the New Day in a match against the Viking Raiders, which ended up in a no contest, leading to a 6-man tag team match, which is cookie cutter.
Generic. You know what that is? That's WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, or SmackDown 3 Shut Your Mouth, or any sort of generic WWE game. It is. It's someone runs down to the ring. Let's make it a 6-man tag. Ding, ding, ding. It's just it's seen and done and played a million times. It's very Jekyll and Hyde, but these are things that hopefully can be worked on and improved in the future. It also looks like the no wrestling during an ad break thing lasted for all of about a week, because apparently Miz had a match. Miz did something during Miz's match. They wrestled during the commercial breaks as well. So,
okay,
as you were.
So then it turned into Joe and the Viking Raiders, who then beat the New Day, and then pretty much just made him tap out again, I think, or fall asleep. We had the Street Profits randomly arrive.
Yes, I like that. The only downside to this, the only downside to this was they spoiled it right at the beginning of Raw.
Yes, they did.
Because they had the wrong fucking camera feed in. Good old Dunn's teeth hit the wrong button.
Get your national out of the way, pal.
Yeah, and we treated to a millisecond of Charlie Caruso and Street Profits before Raw had even really started. But hey,
I did like it, but this is the weird thing, right? And this is a dig at WWE's continuity across all of their production.
Go on.
Because at Stomping Grounds, when Ricochet won the title, they said it's his first title win in WWE, which is incorrect.
I know.
Right? Then, this week, we've got NXT Tag Team Champions on a main roster show with their titles, talking about their titles, but they don't acknowledge it. I just don't understand. You choose when and when not to acknowledge the NXT. I
get exactly what you're saying. That makes total sense. I get what you're saying there. I know why Street Profits was shown there because they want to. Honestly, NXT viewer numbers are not great. NXT weekly show rates, they're not good. So, by showing how charismatic the Street Profits are, which they are, they're fantastic.
Oh, they're brilliant.
They're brilliant, and they did themselves proud on Raw. They were fucking awesome. It might get people to go, I might go and tune into NXT and watch some of these Street Profits guys. These are kind of cool. I could get behind these guys, and I think that's obviously the reason. And to be honest, eventually when they do get called up, they got something to reference back to.
Yeah, definitely. The match that then was supposed to happen as well at this point was No Way Jose versus Cesaro.
Oh yeah,
which just didn't happen.
No.
What a shame. Cesaro, what a guy. Welcome back to obscurity, my friend.
Hey, look, he still managed to hit a neutralizer outside. That's outside of the ring on No Way Jose. But it was all just to get the 24/7 stuff in. Yeah. And I did kind of like R-Truth just laying on the side right in front of Drake. Like, come on in.
And Drake's wife dancing around to the conga line as well.
Yeah, I really love the Drake and his wife dynamic and bits like that. It's very entertaining.
It is.
And as I said, I said it every week. I shat on the 24/7 title to start with, and I'm sorry.
We both did, to be quite honest.
Yeah, Drake.
I was like, please no, this isn't the Attitude Era. You need to stop. And then it's actually worked out quite nice.
Drake has taken this along with R-Truth, and they have made it into something that's thoroughly entertaining. And honestly, during the week, you can scroll through Twitter and be like, "Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome," because they keep the continuity through social media, and it's very, very entertaining.
It's a clever way of getting social media involved with the product.
Exactly,
well. And instead of, excuse me, here's what you missed this week, or here's 10 things that you know about Extreme Rules.
Oh, no.
Here are 10 Extreme Rule matches from history.
Like, you know what? Let's rewatch Bayley versus Alexa Bliss at Extreme Rules. Bayley literally replied to that going, "No," because that's the match that basically killed any momentum she had ever gained in wrestling.
Was that the?
That was the kendo stick match. Yeah,
brilliant. Undertaker appeared,
and I didn't fucking care.
Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. The promo was meh,
whack.
Take it or leave it. They're pretty much saying Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre aren't scared of the Undertaker this week, but they clearly are. If you're not afraid of the Undertaker, you are a frigging moron.
I just didn't care.
Natalya versus Lacey Evans also didn't care. Didn't watch it. Fast forward.
No, I did actually watch it, and it wasn't a terrible match. Lacey hit all her spots, all right. Couple of minor little weak points, but nothing too terrible. It was just to get her a bit more over, and the thing that kind of annoys me, the women's right, they don't sell it. Natalya fell over like she was about to like it was just a standard punch, but Natalya's not trash in the ring.
But no, the finish is trash.
No, the finish isn't trash. What they need to do is they need to sell it how wrestlers sold the WMD from Big Show.
Oh yeah,
which would be a knockout. You have been knocked out. You don't fall back like you're about to take a fucking back bump. It's just, look again.
I completely agree. I just think I have a feeling they haven't figured out how to sell it as a collective.
Honestly, right? What you need to do, right, is watch whoever's fighting Deontay Wilder and see how that person falls over when they get hit with one of his punches. And that's what you do. Seriously, you get hit by one of those punches, you're out on your feet, or you just go down. Or you go down in a way like you've been knocked out and you lost all senses. I mean, fuck, I could do that.
Most people could. Welcome back. 2 out of 3 falls. It's been a long time since we've seen you, sir.
Oh, they're very regular right now, aren't they?
I don't like them.
No, it was Elias and The Miz, wasn't it?
It was. The Miz won.
Great, move on.
Cheers. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Mike and Maria Kanellis. I absolutely hated this. I hated it.
It's bad.
It is bad. Very, very bad.
I just hope, honestly, I hope once Extreme Rules is out of the way, we can stop this. Because you and I both know what's going to happen, right? Becky Lynch will make Baron Corbin tap at Extreme Rules. That's what it's going to be. And it's going to be shit.
And it's going to be, you can't beat me up, your man had to do it for you. And it's just constant man jokes, which are just trash. And I'm sorry, this bit where with Mike and Maria made it worse.
Yeah, but no. It's gonna be weird because next week it's who is it next week? Isn't it Andrade and Selena Vega versus the two of them? I think it is next week on Raw. It's gonna be them two, and I just kind of feel bad for Zelina. I feel bad for all 4 of them because it's clear that. How do I put this?
Is there a mixed match challenge coming up soon by any chance?
Fucking hell! Right.
When was the last mixed match challenge? Because I have a feeling there's another one coming up soon.
Honestly, right? WWE need to stop with this Becky and Seth public. Oh, they're a power couple thing. It's one is cringy. One, it's cringy as fuck.
Oh, it's massive.
And 2, I really get the impression that the 2 of them really are uncomfortable doing this.
No, I don't think
incredibly uncomfortable.
I think Seth is very uncomfortable doing
I think Becky's fucking uncomfortable as well. Bear in mind, her character she's supposed to be a badass. And then, but now publicly on TV, she's now a vulnerable woman next to Seth. And it's weird. Maybe I'm missing the point, and that's, if I am, then fine. But to me,
missing the point as well, potentially. But I'm just going to put this out there. Mike and Maria Kanellis are stealing a living.
No, Mike Kanellis can work. Mike Kanellis is a good worker, and Maria used to be a really good valet.
Definitely stealing a living.
She used to be an incredible valet. She was really good on Ring of Honor. Really good.
But she's not doing a lot at the moment.
No, because she's pregnant.
Which they worked into the storyline this week so that... Oh, can we stop? I want to move on. I can't talk about this without getting angry.
It's just bad. It's bad. And it's a shame because it's devalued the women's title. It's devalued the Universal title. All of this bollocks.
I also have a feeling the Mike and Maria thing has moved into 205 Live as well.
Oh, great. I can't wait to not watch that.
I think. I don't quote me on it. I just read it somewhere.
I don't care.
Exactly. That's why I didn't read on. Moment of bliss. Nikki Cross with Nikki Cross, which then turned into Carmella coming out and challenging Alexa Bliss.
Alexa losing in 6 seconds.
That ended up her losing in probably the fastest time ever. And then we had
6 seconds.
Then we had Nikki Cross beat Carmella in a match afterwards.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, what this does?
They're protecting Alexa in terms of her physical.
No. It's nowhere near as complicated as that. What it is they're building Nikki Cross up for when Bliss turns on Nikki Cross, because because basically Alexa Bliss is the Kevin Owens of the women's division. Don't trust Alexa, because she did it to Nia, she did it to Mickie James, she did it to Alicia Fox. I think she did it to Fox. She's done it to everyone that she's got friendly with, where she will, because Nikki Cross is stealing the spotlight unintentionally she's been misled by Alexa Bliss, but she's seen in the spotlight because she's winning the matches that Alexa should be winning, and then eventually Alexa's going to have enough and turn on Nikki Cross. That's what will happen, and then you'll get Nikki Cross will get over as a face, which I quite like. She needs to fucking change her music, but she'll get over. She'll get over as a face, and then we'll hopefully propel her into something.
I genuinely think it might flip the other way.
But Nikki Cross, no.
I genuinely think Nikki Cross will get to a point where Alexa does something, and says, "Oh, you're not my friend anymore," blah blah blah.
And then Nikki snaps.
Nikki snaps and goes back to, Nikki wants to play.
To play.
Play.
Play with Nikki.
Play.
To play. Anyway.
Nikki.
Yeah. Nikki.
And then the last match was the US title match, Ricochet versus AJ Styles, which was built up earlier in the night, where the club tried to manipulate this to make it seem like AJ was getting a bit soft. Therefore, they made it this story to therefore get the old AJ Styles out of this modern show, which I actually really liked.
Yeah.
The slap sound on Ricochet.
Oh no! I know. I put out on the DM group. Someone needs to make a Bruno Mars gif of those slaps. It's the dun 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 dun. Give me your. I'll just to me that makes total sense.
I keep looking for it. No one's made it.
I'm disappointed. Disappointed in everyone. I'm gonna have to do it myself. It's too late now. The moment's passed. Yes. But yeah, those some good slaps, top slaps, and the match was good as well.
Yeah, the match was very good. The spot where his foot was under the rope, so they had to restart the match, was fine. I know they
continuity gets on my tits off the back of that, but you know.
Yeah, they kind of get bogged down in some of these interesting ways to get them to restart a match or for whatever reason. But I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah.
And then you've got the match itself where Ricochet eventually wins. And then AJ turns heel.
Which I'm fine with. As I said earlier on, as long as he can change up his gimmick a little bit, change up his style. Not his wrestling style, because his wrestling style is fantastic. I'm talking about his attire. Maybe the music. Something needs to change for him to sort of click as the heel now. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy he's a heel and I'm happy that he's working with a club again. Just no more shouting, AJ, no more shouting.
Yes. Before we finish Raw, we didn't see any
Firefly. Nah.
I don't think we saw any backstage.
No, we didn't.
Either, which is WWE's own stupid fault.
No, it's fine. It doesn't need to be on every time. It doesn't need to happen.
No, it's their own stupid fault because they've now admitted it by showing the video of highlighting where they are 5 times in the match.
They shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy, poor little feller.
They should not have acknowledged it.
No, I agree. I fully agree with you on that one. They should have just kept it quiet and got people guessing. Because you build a Twitter storm off that. You don't need to you don't need to own it. This is why they're not cool. If this was AEW and they did this, they would not have tweeted out, "Did you see? Look! Did you see all of it?" Oh, just listen. You don't need to acknowledge it because that makes it uncool. I mean, I'm a 32-year-old man. I don't profess to be cool, but it's like, come on. It's kind of obvious here.
Yeah.
You don't need to acknowledge it. You let the public create the storm, not you don't create the storm for them.
How much of a storm was there the other week when it happened?
Oh, it's fucking incredible.
I was like tweeting about it. I was looking at tweets about it, seeing what people were saying.
Huskers was trending. Huskers.
That's mental.
I love that.
SmackDown. People said this is the worst thing that they've ever seen compared to Raw. If someone had said to you that Raw was better than SmackDown this week, you'd probably go, "You what, mate?"
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad, but it
wasn't great. But it didn't have any sort of real standout moments. I mean, yes, you had Kofi doing the middle finger, and I thought that was a good promo. I enjoyed Kevin Owens' promo a bit. Is Kevin Owens a face?
Who knows?
Because during that entire thing, that was face-like. His entire Kevin Owens show bit was an absolute face move.
Oh, the bit where he was taking changing the card, like what was said on the card
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it was sarcastic face Kevin Owens.
That was the only good thing about that promo because the rest of it was.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, you didn't like it because it was shitting on your boy Ziggles. But
No. I actually enjoyed that.
I loved it. I thought it was
No, I
brilliant.
meant just that whole segment with Vince. You might as well be.
Might as
Shane and Drew. Like the only bit was KO, but then the bit with Ziggles was quality. I liked it.
Why
'Cause
no Roman Reigns on SmackDown, by the way? Weird.
Who knows?
But that means it's been over a month since he was on his since the face of SmackDown was on the show SmackDown. It's mad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What else happened on SmackDown? I've watched the highlights, but I can't remember now.
Daniel Bryan had a match against Big E, which Daniel Bryan won.
Yep, fine. Good match.
Nikki Cross hosted a Moment of Bliss.
I quite like that.
Bailey.
Yeah, which Bailey won, which makes sense. I'm fine with that.
Samoa Joe and Kofi did the standoff with
Yeah.
Kofi giving him the middle finger.
I really enjoyed the promo. And I just want to point out, it wasn't just for the middle finger. It was the back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah.
Because they're both so talented and so good on the mic and can think on their feet. Because you can tell Joe ad-libs everything. Joe doesn't stick to script, or Joe isn't a non-script guy. He's a very much ad-lib, take it, go out there and say how you feel to sell the fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that.
I thought it was very good as well. Andrade and Apollo Crews, take it or leave it. This is the funny thing. They tried to make this was a feud match, which happened a month ago.
Apollo Crews is in a feud?
Apparently, Apollo Crews is in a feud with Andrade before the Intercontinental match at Super Showdown.
Hello, I'm sure it was a fine match. The two of them are very good workers, but I just don't care.
Andrade.
Yeah, obviously.
There you go. Mandy versus Ember Moon.
Mandy Moo, who won? I can't remember who won. I think I skipped that match. Ember won it. Yeah, fine.
With a nice eclipse as always.
I love a good eclipse. So fine by me.
And then we had the match between Heavy Machinery and KO versus Eagles.
Oh yeah, proper. Oh, that was a proper Teddy Long move. That wasn't it? Fucking hell. Because set up from that fucking promo, set up from the really good promo until the last 3 or 4 seconds, where he's like, "Come on then, come on then, owners or managers, whoever, who are we? Who's gonna get a title shot? Neither of you, but you two can work together to take on her." Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're gonna go in a tag team match against the Undertaker.
You will go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
Love Teddy Long. Holla holla, player. Yeah. And then the match happened with Cheers. I just watch it, and just every time I watch a Heavy Machinery match, I really annoy Alice because I just go going tuck it, cheers. But Heavy Machinery won, which is the best option here. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I don't think they'll win the titles, but
No.
putting them in the spotlight, I like it.
Yeah, I do. They're slowly getting over.
Because they're funny. They were over with the crowd this week.
Sweet.
Tookie was like, not Tookie. Otis was doing his usual fist bump gyrating on the apron, and the crowd was so that's always a good thing. And they cheered the caterpillar as well.
Oh, of course they did, because it's a face move.
Yes. I'm not going to talk about NXT because I haven't watched it.
No, I will talk about one thing.
Go on, then.
2 minor things. One, I've seen one... Excuse me, I just vaped. I'm coughing a bit. Excuse me. I saw one spot from Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze took a nasty looking back bump. My God, on the steel steps. Roderick Strong did like a backbreaker on the steel steps, and fuck me, that looked painful. And number 2, Adam Cole, being the bastard that he is, walks into Gargano's family restaurant. Walks over, because on the wall they've got like pictures of Johnny Gargano like holding the titles and things like that. So he wanders over, puts a picture up of himself with the words next to it. Now you've got a champion who you can really get behind, or something like that. With Adam Cole, smug bastard face with the NXT title, walks over to the desk where Papa Gargano is, buys his pictures and walks out. What a dick. I love it.
Brilliant.
Anyway, as we were. We don't need to talk about anything else because nothing else has happened.
No, the Southern Showdown shows happened last week. Didn't watch
What even is that?
So New Japan did their 2
Oh, no.
2 days in
No.
Sydney, Melbourne.
Okay.
I didn't watch any of it.
And Seth Rollins squashed the beef with Will Ospreay, even though Will Ospreay has publicly said it was just a bit of fun anyway. I was just enjoying myself.
Yeah, Seth Rollins came out and was like, I shouldn't have compared how much money we earn. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
and Will's
sorry.
like, just buy me Nando's, innit?
Is that what he said?
Yeah. His reply was, no worries, just buy me Nando's. All right, I'm all right. Okay, we will talk about Will Ospreay here.
Go on.
I listened to his appearance on the Edge and Christian podcast last week.
Ah,
Because I listen to Edge and Christian podcast every week. They're my bays. I listen to that every week without fail. Will Ospreay was on it, and yeah, I get it. I get it now with Ospreay. He talked a lot about how he got into it, how he got into wrestling himself, how he's finding living in Japan now. The Nando's black card story, which because apparently. Right, I'll tell what I can and I'll paraphrase it. So, obviously, he loves a Nando's. We know this. It's very sort of public.
that's
And
probably why I
fine.
have a love of Nando's then.
Yes. And he... So one of the members of staff from Nando's tweeted, I can't believe, or sent a message, or sort of sent it in public saying, I can't believe that Will Ospreay is in our Nando's now and has to buy his food. Surely he should have a black card. And Will Ospreay seeing this is like, fuck yeah, why haven't I got a black card? Retweets. And then within 24 hours, Nando's PR team are on the phone to him and they're going, so you know you're a wrestler? I was like, yeah. You know that's a gimmick? I was like, yeah. The Nando's black card's a gimmick as well. I was like, what? I went, yeah, it's all a gimmick. The whole thing, it's all a gimmick. Just like your wrestling thing. It's smoke and mirrors and things like that. And he went, oh shit. so it turns out that they're not actually really a thing. So then but then they said, okay, well look, because obviously this has happened, we don't want you to feel left out of this situation, so free Nando's in your local store for life. It's like, fuck yeah, done. No worries.
That's awesome.
I love that story. Bless him.
I do love that man a lot.
He's an incredibly entertaining man, and I can see why people get it now. Yeah.
Yeah, see this week. Apology accepted. Just buy me a Nando's, winky face.
Yeah.
Honestly, nothing but respect for you, sir. Just a bit of banter in my mind. I followed your career since you were Tyler Black. I know it's not all the money and it's about the love. Keep flying your flag and having fun.
Fuck yeah.
That's the difference, though. He doesn't want to do it for the money.
If you want to do it for the money, because he's turned down WWE numerous times.
I don't know why.
Huh?
I just know why, because I think he's a bit like what's his name? Joey Ryan.
Is he really though?
Joey Ryan loves the indies.
Yeah.
And he's not signed with anybody. He said, I could have signed with whoever. And he says, but I love independent wrestling. I'm going to be an indie wrestler pretty much for life.
But Ospreay isn't an independent wrestler now. He works in New Japan.
I know, but he's got...
The reason why...
He's got so much respect for the front office of New Japan.
Yeah.
And the Japanese fans love him.
Yeah, they
friggin' love him.
Well, because he was very public in the sense that Japan's the end goal for me. WWE isn't the end game. Japan's the end game for me.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I wanted. All I wanted to do was to go live in Japan and wrestle in there. And because him and his missus were sort of traveling backwards and forwards all the time, he went up to the guys in New Japan like, yeah, so
how do I get
yeah, we want to live here, and they were like, fuck yeah. Well, you're committed now, and obviously because now the Japanese fans know that he's committed, they got more reason to get behind him. So yeah, he can put that whole company on his back.
And it also makes massive sense because she's originally, like Bea Priestley's originally from New Zealand.
Yeah.
So obviously she's still got family over there, and they go to Australia and New Zealand quite a lot.
Yeah. So it's not that far, is it?
Not as much as they used to, but now that they live in Japan, it's a lot closer than being over here. It just
Yeah,
means
true.
I don't get to see my bae as much.
No, he's still doing shows in America, so you'll be fine. Yes, right then. I think we need to call it quits now because I need to. I'm hungry.
Chris made the mistake of not eating before the podcast.
No, that's the thing that happened.
So once again, thank you very much for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at BadBookersWP. Check out our YouTube channel, Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast, and also on website badbookers.com. And all of our news, updates, nonsense that we like to get up to will be on there. With hopefully more content in the future.
Stay tuned. Shit's going to get very interesting in the next few months.
Yeah, boy.
That's all I'm willing to say now.
That's what I'm willing to say.
Thank you, Smoothman. And I apologise if it was a bit of a shit show. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye.